No one knows exactly when the first person disappeared into the backrooms. It wasn't marked on any map. It didn't appear on any satellite image. And yet, some say you can slip into it without warning, just by taking the wrong step in a quiet hallway or brushing too close to the wall behind a gas station. It begins with a low hum, the flicker of yellow lights, and the sudden awareness that something is horribly wrong. This isn't just being lost. This is something else. A maze of endless mold-stained walls, damp old carpet that smells of rot, fluorescent lights that buzz like distant screams. There's no time, no exit signs, no windows, only more rooms, more endless, maddening rooms. They say if you hear something walking behind you, don't look back. And whatever you do, don't scream. Screaming only tells it where you are. Elliot Reese wasn't the type to believe in urban legends. He was a tech support worker in his mid-20s, living alone in a small apartment in Portland, Oregon. His life was quiet, repetitive even. Wake up, eat cereal, fix computers remotely, watch horror videos online, sleep. But late one night, after binge-watching conspiracy videos about no clipping, a term used to describe accidentally slipping into the backrooms, Elliot decided to record a video of himself investigating an abandoned office building rumored to be a hotspot for strange occurrences. The building had been shut down for years. The walls were cracked, the floors dusty, and signs of squatters were scattered throughout. Elliot brought a flashlight, a phone with 80% battery, and a sense of smug disbelief. He walked into the building at 11:46 p.m., laughing into the camera, narrating every step as if mocking the people who believed in the stories. But then something changed. One moment, he was walking down a broken hallway with peeling paint. The next, his foot felt like it sank through the floor, not entirely, but enough to feel disoriented. He blinked, stumbled forward, and everything around him was yellow. The walls, the lights, the carpet, everything. No doors behind him. No broken tiles, no graffiti, just endless humming yellow rooms. "Hello?" he called out, trying to keep his voice light. The sound of his own voice echoed too loudly, too long, as if the rooms went on forever. And then came the silence, the kind that hurts your ears. He turned in a slow circle, realizing he was now completely, terrifyingly alone, until something moved behind one of the walls. Slow, heavy, dragging. His smile vanished. "Okay. Not funny anymore," he whispered, gripping the flashlight. The game was over. Whatever this was, it wasn't a game. Elliot walked for what felt like hours. Every corner he turned led to more identical hallways. Some stretched on endlessly. Others looped back on themselves, cruelly resetting his path. He began leaving small marks on the walls, scratches, arrows with his flashlight. But the marks would disappear whenever he turned around. The rooms weren't just repeating. They were reacting. The buzzing of the lights never stopped. But sometimes it changed, glitched, like an old VHS tape rewinding itself. The floor in some sections was squishier, wet, as if something had walked there before him. Once he passed a broken light fixture and saw what looked like fingernail marks scratched deep into the wall beneath it. Then came the sound again, a dragging, wet shuffle. Elliot stopped breathing. He pressed his back to the wall, turning off his flashlight. The room fell into a dim, soupy yellow darkness. Across the corridor in the far corner, something emerged. Tall, unnaturally thin, its body twitching with every step. Its arms dragged the ground. It had no face, only a smooth, wet surface where its eyes and mouth should have been. And it stopped, right where he had been standing moments ago. Elliot watched it sniff the air. Long, deep. Then it groaned, a low animalistic sound that vibrated in his chest. It turned, dragging its limbs forward, disappearing into another hallway. He didn't wait. He ran. Each footstep echoed too loudly. The thing would hear. The thing had to hear, but behind him, only silence, until he reached a room that didn't hum. A room that was too quiet, and in that silence he heard a whisper. "Stay with us." He turned slowly. No one there. Just the room. Just the carpet. Then the lights flickered. Once. Twice. And the walls began to move. They shifted like they were breathing. Elliot screamed. He wasn't sure how long he had been running, only that his legs were aching, his throat dry, and his flashlight down to 12%. He'd seen impossible things. Rooms made entirely of mirrors that showed him walking in reverse, staircases that went up and returned to the same floor, and once, a corridor where the walls were lined with televisions all playing footage of him. But then he found a door, a simple gray metal door in the middle of a wall. It was the first actual door he had seen in hours, maybe days. Above it, a flickering exit sign. He ran to it and grabbed the handle. It turned. The door creaked open, revealing a pitch-black room. No buzzing, no yellow. Elliot hesitated. What if it was a trap? What if that thing was waiting for him in the dark? But then the lights behind him began to grow brighter. Too bright. Blinding. And he heard footsteps. Dozens of them. He stepped into the darkness. And fell. Down. Endless falling. Until he landed on something soft. Grass. He opened his eyes. It was night. He was in a field. Stars above. Trees in the distance. Crickets chirping. He was out. He had escaped. He cried. Laughed. Stood up and checked his phone. It was dead, but he didn't care. And then he saw it. Far off in the trees, a flicker of yellow light. Elliot never returned to the city. He moved to a quiet coastal town and refused to enter buildings with fluorescent lights. He told his story online, but most thought it was a hoax. He never tried to find that field again, or the trees, or the flicker. He lived simply, in the present, grateful to be in the real world, if it truly was real. But sometimes, just before sleep, he heard the hum of fluorescent lights in the distance. He'd turn off every light in the house and wait. Because once you've seen the backrooms, you never really leave. And somewhere, deep within those endless yellow walls, something still remembers his name.